Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch The Last Kingdom Season 4, Episode 1. Can you believe this? I'm gonna watch the episode 1 of the season 4. Like, you discovered this season 4 just some days ago now, some weeks, maybe like 2 weeks ago. And me, I'm discovering it right now. Like, I began to binge watch the show just 1 month ago, something like that. And I'm already at the same level, you know, than you. Be careful with the comments, still, you know, with spoilers and all of that, because when I'm gonna post this reaction video about the episode 1, I don't think that I would have watched the entire season 4. So be careful with the comments, with the spoilers, please. But yes, I'm glad to be there for The Last Kingdom and for this season 4. I can't believe that I'm already at the season 4 when I think about, you know, what I thought about the season 1, what were my thoughts about Uhtred, for example, the fact that for me Uhtred was annoying because he was bragging too much, you know, and because his ego was really too big and he was not humble at all, and the evolution that the character had with the seasons, that's really one of the best development of one character that I saw in a show, or an historic show, if I can say that. Because usually with historic shows, they are having, you know, such a good image of one character that they are trying to represent into the story. They already have so many good thoughts about this character that they can't make him or her really evolved, that they have traveled to make a good development for the character, because they are beginning the season 1 of their show, of their historic show, with already that image, with already that thing about that person, but in fact, you know, it's how that person ended, you know, not really how that person began his or her journey. So for The Last Kingdom to be able to do that, to be able to begin the show with a character like that, and to have a character evolving like that all along this season, growing up really and being more responsible with years and being more mature with years, and also, you know, learning how to respect people's face, how to respect everyone, and that's so great. That was so great. The end of the season 3 was also really great. Even if we lost Alfred, you know how much I loved this character and how hard it was for me to say goodbye to him, but because of the fact that they prepared us to say goodbye to him since the beginning of the season 3, with this premonition, you know, that Cade had, but also with the fact that he was getting sicker each episode, and we knew that he was gonna die because of it at some point. Even, you know, me, a French person who didn't learn the English history, I knew that it was gonna arrive. They were not gonna find a miraculous thing, you know, to cure him. I knew that, so I was prepared to lose him. But that episode 9 was just incredible, you know, because of all of the discussions that Alfred had, and in particular with Uhtred, to have Alfred recognizing that Uhtred helped him during all of these years, to have Alfred, you know, telling to Uhtred that he wants him really to be on Edward's side because Edward needs Uhtred, and Alfred knows that if he wants still his big dream about England happening, he needs Uhtred. That was so great, and yes, that was so great. That was such an honorable end for this character, even if his real end, you know, his death happened like that, with his wife just talking about her bullshit, you know, just listening to herself and not listening to her husband who was dying in front of her. Like, he was dying, you knew that he was feeling sicker and that he had just some hours, some minutes to live, and you just to to occupy these last minutes with him by just talking about your preoccupations and listening to yourself. That was painful to watch, and I have to say it, I blamed her for that. Even if during the editing I remembered what Alfred said, you know, about that, about the fact that she was angry and she was like that because of the fact that she didn't want to lose him. So I know that I can't blame her for that, for these last moments that they had together, but you know, that's still painful to think about it. I would have wanted it in another way, you know. I don't know in which way, but that's it. Or maybe it's just me who didn't want Alfred to die with talking, you know. But that's it, he's dead, and that was an honorable death. And after that we had the battle with the Danes, and Uhtred killed the nephew. That was something that made me think a lot because of the fact that we had this character since the beginning and we saw him evolving since the season 1, and he began by being that funny character, always had the best lines, you know, the funny lines, and little by little, you know, he became more dangerous because he became more mature and because of the fact that he still wanted his throne back. And can we really blame him for that? I'm not sure. I can't really, because if we are, you know, positioning ourselves into his side, if we are watching the show with his eyes, it's really like he was forced to support, to be with the man who stole the throne from him, who stole his legacy from him. He was trying to accept that, and finally he couldn't, because they were not respecting him, they were not giving him anything, any land, any, you know, responsibility, and people were trying to manipulate him, the Danes, and of course they succeeded because he was all alone, he was with no one believing into him, into what he could have done. And again, I can't blame him for what he did, even if I hated him for that a lot. But I don't know, his end really made me think a lot, and I think that it was on purpose, and I hope that fans were also, you know, trying to see the show with his eyes and were not just like, yes, he's dead. I was not like that, and I didn't edit, you know, my reaction video about it yet. But me right now, I'm still not blaming him, and I'm like, okay, you're dead and you had to die, and Uhtred had to kill you for Ragnar, and for Ragnar going to Valhalla, and that was something that they had to do, the writers, and that Uhtred had to do, and that we had to have into the show. So that's it, that's done, but I'm not enjoying it, and I'm not cheering because he's dead. It's just something that we had to have into the show. I'm wondering about Brida, what can happen to Brida during this season 4, you know how much I love her character. But the Danes lost and they were all killed. Maybe some of them escaped, maybe some of Brida's men escaped, but I don't know what she can do now. All alone, without any ally, without Ragnar, with men who are not gonna follow her for a long time, she said it herself. So I don't know what she can do now, and I was surprised, you know, that at the end of the season 3, okay, we had that line about destiny for Uhtred, but we didn't have him saying, let's go to Bebbanburg. You know what I think about that? I think it's a running gag into the show. I think that he's gonna have Bebbanburg back at the final episode of the final season. We'll see. He has stuff, you know, to deal with, he has some issues to deal with before going to Bebbanburg in each season. And I think that during this season it's gonna be a lot about Edward, you know, him in the throne, and with Uhtred trying to help him with what, I don't know, because again I'm French and I didn't learn English history, but I can imagine that helping Edward during the first years that is gonna be on the throne, that can be a good thing for Uhtred to be there. And of course we have this relationship, you know, that he began to have with Ethelflaed during the last season. Like right there I can't see something that can stop them to be together, so I think that we're gonna have the two of them together during this season. That's gonna be fun to watch, and I hope that she's gonna survive, because you know, Uhtred's girlfriends, they all ended not well, but I don't want that to happen to Ethelflaed. She's a good character, she's a good Queen of Mercia, so I want her to stay into the show. We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna stop this intro right now. And of course, I'm excited to see, you know, this season, but I'm also stressed about it because without Alfred into the show, I don't know if the atmosphere is gonna be the same, you know. I have the impression that that's it, we're gonna begin a new show, something new. So I'm interested by that, but I'm also stressed by that. What is gonna happen into the show? What is gonna be the show now that Alfred is dead? We'll see. I'm gonna discover that right now, and let's go on this episode 1. No way! We are in Bebbanburg? No way. Who is fighting with who? The Scots against the Saxons? They had you. I can't believe that we are really in Bebbanburg. Uhtred? This is you? That's not Uhtred, but it means that we're gonna be finally in Bebbanburg. That we're gonna resolve that issue during this season. Can't believe that we are there. Is this real? Can he ask for help to Edward? You're brave. For sure you're brave. Us first? I can't believe that we are there. That's the first time that we are back in Bebbanburg since season 1. Okay, that's it, you're together. You're still hiding. Okay. It makes sense, you know, because she's officially still married, because Dick is still alive. I can't believe that he's still there, that he's not dead yet. The fact that we have to suffer his presence during an entire season again. Can he die during this season, please? I hope so. Yes, like him. Oh, I love this friendship, this loyalty. I mean, okay, he has a crush on her, but he's respecting her, he's admiring her, he's helping her, he's protecting her. Is it? I thought that it was Brida, you know, because of the red head. It's cute.
Want to give up your guards for your life?
That's Brida.
You hurt me! No!
Are they your kids? No.
Hey, Captain
Knut? You're not dead? I thought he was during the battle. And Brida is still with him. He's not dead also? I'm frustrated about the fact that they are still there, they're not dead. You're still playing for both sides this time?
I no longer want war. I want silver. And Lord Ethelred has it.
Oh, nice. Dick and him together. I love you final. Nope. What about your hair, Utrecht? Attack? No. Finally, we're going to Bebambo! It's really gonna happen during this season. I'm still shocked. He's gonna ask Edward for some help. I hope that his uncle didn't do already that. What are you doing, lady? That's all of Alfred's work.
Bethlehem wants this room given over to planning our defences. Legacy, all the learning, trying to keep a record of our time. I have a better life than many widows. Every time I return, there is a new insult.
Continue to fortify along the border. When the Danes bring the peace,
You're working on your defense.
Perhaps I could offer the wisdom of experience.
take comfort that all is well.
Let her help, please. Even if she's not a real good advisor, she needs to be involved.
Gave me this desire, so
So, I'm sure as a servant girl you would come.
Oh, she's resisting to you, I'm gonna like her.
warriors from Isanya are heading to Wind, leaving their women and children in undefended settlements. Who else knows of this? No.
Wrong. Edward knows it, but he's not gonna do anything. Because he's into that defense mode, you know, not attack mode.
If I enlarge our land, then Mercia no longer has to bow to Wessex and Edward. Troops can be ready when you want them.
Ah, Dick is gonna do it.
I'm collecting all the bones of our beloved saint. As a good omen, to signal to the Mercian people that I shall restore their lands to great.
Help him and he loses interest. We want all this to continue the
Ooh.
not to overplay our hand. You bump him then, if you do not believe me.
I tried,
You-
I did not bite.
No! You want what from him? To just be, you know, in an high place or something else? Can you kill Dick?
Do you need this ice liquor?
I did. Word will spread that you leave for you. And we leave you? Lost the kisses.
That's not true.
And when we reached Mercia, we saw Aylesbury in 2 bands.
Haha, that's so great. For Dick, you know, not for Ethelflaed because she's also the Queen of Mercia.
We go out from bed, Wessex's armour bound to come to Mercy's aid.
Do that.
After you slaughtered Mercia, go for. I picked the bitch.
She has to know. Come on, she's a clever woman. Ah, kill yourself, I don't care. I thought that you were already dead, the two of you, so... Bianca.
Yes,
No. They are your two best friends. All of them, they are like his brothers, but his true best friends, it's Hild and Bianca. And that's fun, you know, because they are Christians, they are monk and nun.
Has he no heir to assist him?
You did, a son. But the heir Whitgift was banished. He died last summer in the Southern Sea.
Oh, I thought that we were gonna meet him, maybe.
You don't want to know, man. No, can you not told?
Oh,
You don't mourn Troy long enough.
don't talk about that.
Throw it off and return to Edinburgh with me.
It will be also his return.
Without me,
Bianca's
no
return.
one to administer the sacraments. And we will hold a feast there in your honor.
Oh,
You deserve to go back and do it.
Yes. To restore your family to their rightful place.
we're supporting you.
Are they well? Your children?
Stirrup thrives.
Can we see them?
She lives at Ethelflaed's. My son of Mercia. Alfred's influences from mating Moldy.
And?
What news of Wessex?
I'm sorry, but he's a good character, a good warrior, a good soldier, and a good man now, but not a good father. Still not. He's denying his son because he's Christian. Already did, already failed.
Let's just say we feel his father's absence.
Help him